Welcome back again to Cassimotive, and in this video what I wanted to do is I wanted to share with you 7 thoughts on this video that's been trending around the internet, all over YouTube, all over social media, on Kodi Lee and his historical moment on Britain's Got Talent. And I hope that it can serve you, and I hope that it can add some value into your life and can help you become a higher, fuller expression of what you're capable of becoming. So let's go through these 7 thoughts that I was thinking about when it came to this video. The first thought that I wanted to share with you is a thought that I've shared with you guys on many occasions, and in fact recently I shared it in a video in a previous video that I did, but I'm going to repeat it because of the significance that it has, which is this: that your gift cannot be cancelled by anything. If you look around at the world, if you look around at the universe, if you look around the planet, one of the things that you will notice is that basically everything is connected in one way or another. The trees need the sunshine, the fish need the water, we need oxygen. The bees need the pollen. Do you understand what I'm saying? Everything on this planet in one way or another is connected, meaning everything has a significance to something else. Significance meaning that everything has a reason for being. And because of that, that must mean that we as human beings, we have a reason for being. It doesn't have to be in terms of God or that kind of association. But what I mean by this is that you have to realize that you're not some sort of accident, that you didn't just randomly appear on this planet. There is a reason why you're here. And as also, from observing the universe, one of the things that you will notice is that not everything on this planet has the same gift. Not everything on this planet has the same strength. Not every single thing on this planet is unique in its own way. And if you realize that, you must then also realize that you are unique in your own way. You have something of significance to this planet. And I want you to realize that whether you get this or not, what I'm about to say next, you may say to me, Kassim, I don't really care about what you say, you may disregard it, but I'm telling you, this is what I've been studying for the last 6 years, and I've been on a massive quest to try and understand. Reading hundreds of books, studying loads of interviews, reading thousands of articles, psychology, human physiology. I've tried to understand this, and I'm telling you right now, no matter what happens in your lifetime, there is something special that only you can do. There is something unique about what you do. It may be singing, it may be working with children, it may be being a leader, it may be working with computers. There is something unique about you, and I share with you, and it's what I talked about in a previous video, that it cannot be cancelled out by anything. It doesn't matter whether you have autism, it doesn't matter whether you're blind, it doesn't matter whether you're disabled, it doesn't matter whether you're white, black, you're rich, you're poor, it doesn't matter whether you had a really hard upbringing. Your gift cannot be cancelled out. Let me share with you what I mean by this. Think of somebody like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is dead, yet Michael Jackson's music, his gift, his fruit, whatever he came here to produce on this planet, still lives on. When some of us listen to Michael Jackson's music, it makes us feel a certain way. Now, how can somebody who's dead make us feel a certain way? Because your gift cannot even be cancelled out by death. I share with people all the time, especially when I'm studying I'm talking about leadership, that one of the greatest tragedies, unfortunately, in life is that the wealthiest place on this planet is actually not where most of us think. See, for ages, I always used to think that the wealthiest place on this planet was maybe the gold mines of South America, and I discovered I was wrong. Then I thought maybe it's the oil fields of Iraq or Iran because of the whole Iraq war. Once again, I discovered I was wrong. Then I thought maybe the richest place on this planet is the diamond mines of South Africa because, you know, I watched a movie on Blood Diamond and all. There's loads of these Chinese companies trying to go to Africa. Once again, I discovered I was wrong. Here's what I discovered. I discovered that the wealthiest place on this planet is a graveyard. It's a cemetery. It's down the road from you. Do you know why? Because most people who have a gift are never courageous enough to actually use it, to manifest it, to produce it into the world and give it and share it with their generation. One of the statements that changed the course of my life when I got it was this: most people are generational thieves. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about this in a moment, but you have to understand that if you don't produce your gift, if you were meant to sing and that is your gift and you don't use it, you become a generational thief. Imagine if Michael Jackson decided not to write all those songs, that Man in the Mirror, all of these, songs that he produced, the Earth song, and he decided nobody was going to listen to them. Nobody was going to hear them. He wasn't going to release them, and he just destroyed them. He would become a generational thief, because there are thousands of people across this globe who are inspired by Michael Jackson's music, who feel a sense of connection, who feel liberated because of his music. I want to share with you that if you don't use your gift, you will become a generational thief. And the other thing, which is really the thought that I wanted to share with you, is that you have to understand, at the moment, you may be in a position where you have kids, where you've been forced to not maybe pursue your dream because you have a family, you have a mortgage, you have other obligations, you have to look after a loved one. But either way, your gift is still not cancelled out. You still have it. So that's the first thought that I wanted to share with you. The second thought that I wanted to share with you, which I wrote down, is that it takes somebody to recognize your gift and help you refine it. See, one of the things that I've come to realize when I've been studying people and how you find what you're supposed to do in life and how you find what you're good at and not good at, is that many times we don't recognize what we're good at, but other people do. I cannot tell you the amount of people who, when they have a gift or they have something that is they can produce and that can inspire others, that can liberate others, that can entertain others, but they don't think that is significant. Do you know why? Because usually we compare what we do to other people, not realizing. Let me give you an example. It'll be very easy for us to say, for example, that Michael Jackson and Prince, well, they essentially do the same thing, don't they? They both were artists and they use music as a way to express the artistry, right? Now, it'd be very easy for you to say, well, it would have been very easy for Michael Jackson to say, well, Prince already does this. What's the point in me doing it? But you see, Prince and Michael Jackson both express that music, that artistry in a completely different way. Why? Because they were unique. There are thousands of actors across this globe, right? People like Leonardo DiCaprio, people like Matt Damon, and all of these individuals do the same thing. They act, but they manifest it in their own unique way. And the thing that I want you to realize about your gift and to realize about your strength and whatever it is that you have that you've been put on this planet to manifest, is that you have to understand that most of the time you're not going to think it's that great. Most of the time you're not going to think that it's anything of any significance, and it will take somebody and this is why now I never really understood why people needed a mentor. I never really understood why people were always usually encouraged by somebody who was significant. See, a lot of people who go on Britain's Got Talent, like if you watch Britain's Got Talent, if you watch America's Got Talent, all these shows, one of the things that you will realize is that they all have somebody who believes in them more than they believe in themselves. All of these people usually have somebody who thinks that that person has something which is special, a gift. They have something, a strength, a vigor that separates them from a lot of other people. And many times that person is just like, yeah, well, this is what I do. Why? Because it's normal to them. You know, even for me, I remember one of the things that happened to me it must have been about 4 years ago. No, it must have been a bit longer than that, 4 or 5 years ago, was that I recognized that the thing that made me unique as a human being was I had the capacity to be able to connect with people and see people better than what they were. In other words, when I look at people and think, when somebody's messed up or somebody's made a mistake, I just naturally, because of who I am, look at that person and I'm like, wow, okay, if they've messed up and they're still here and they're still this loving and they're still this strong, what could they do if they had support, if they had resources? If somebody's gone through this much in their life, they've lost somebody, they've been through trauma and they're still alive, God, what else more could they take in their life? How much stronger are they? And I never realised this was a thing until a friend of mine said to me, Kassim, why do you keep doing that? And I was like, what do you mean? They were like, why do you keep saying that everybody can, like, they can improve and they can get better and they have potential? Why do you keep saying that? And I'd never even thought that. I just thought everybody was like that, because we see other people how we see ourselves. And I just basically thought that's what most people thought. And until I discovered that is not how most people think. Most people do not look at other people. Most people don't look at the homeless man and think, wow, if this man can still sleep on the floor, what could he, and every night in the cold, in winter, in summer, what else could he do? Right? I'm always asking, what led up to this man arriving to the point where he's sleeping on the street? Because I know that babies are born, every child has to come out, have a mum. So between having a mum and today when I'm seeing this man, something has happened to them to lead them to be on the street. My question is always, what? What has happened that has led this person? And I thought that everybody just asked that, until I discovered that most people don't ask that question. So the second point that I thought that I want you to understand is that it will usually take for somebody else to recognize your gift. So start listening to, what do people keep saying about me that makes me unique? What do people keep saying I'm really good at? And look at that, because it will be blind to you. It's so normal to you that you don't even think it's significant. The third thought that I wanted to share with you in this video is, be so prepared with your gift that when opportunity comes knocking, that you are ready. Many of us, we have a gift, we have a special talent, there is a strength that we have. It may be working with children, it may be working with numbers, it may be gardening, it may be working with animals, it may be painting, dancing, singing, it may be poetry, it may be working with cars. And we all have that gift. It's unique to us. But many of us never refine it. It's like, let me put it another way. If you've never seen a diamond when it first gets dug up, mined, it's very easy to think that the diamond is nothing. Really, it is. If you've ever seen a diamond, and what a diamond, you know, when you go and buy like an engagement ring which has a diamond on it, that is not what a diamond looks like when it first comes out. When you first mine a diamond, it comes out literally as a rock. But the rock then has to go through a refining process where it's cut down and it's washed and it's cleaned and all these various processes that eventually lead to the diamond that we see. And the final product is what attracts us to the diamond. I want you to realize that your gift, when you become so unique in your arena with your gift, you will attract people. You won't need to find people. See, you've never heard of a diamond going out to find people, have you? Diamonds do not go out and find people. We go and seek out diamonds. Have you ever heard of a mango tree going to find people to eat it? No, people do not go. Mango trees do not go and find people. People are attracted to the mango tree. Right? Bees are attracted to the mango tree. Other animals are attracted to the mango tree. Here's my point. A lot of us, because we've taken our gift is usually still in raw form. And what we need to do, and is what I would encourage you to do, and is what you see me essentially doing when I'm doing this video right now, is to take your gift and refine it. Take it under pressure. Put it out. Share it with the world. Refine it. Work on it. Work on it so much that when the opportunity comes and somebody finds you, they can actually use your gift. Become so good with numbers that when somebody has a problem with trying to figure out how to work out a math problem, You are like a beacon shining because you are the first person they think of to help them solve that problem. Be so good with children that when the government are thinking of trying to figure out the best way to look at the school education curriculum, that the only person that they think of is you. Be so good with cars so that when movie producers are thinking of tuning a car, of making the Fast and the Furious, that the only person that they can go to get this is you. Do you see what I'm saying? Be so good at acting that when they need a certain person to play a certain role, the only person that they can think of is you. Be so good with poetry that when certain institutions want to create a new form of poetry, when they want to have a discussion, when they want to talk about the history of poetry, that the only person that they can think of is you. See, when we watch Kodi Lee get into the Britain's Got Talent, most of us presume that he's just started off, right? Kodi Lee hasn't just started off. He started off years ago, and he kept practicing and he kept refining his gift, and then we see him as an end product, and we see him, of course, shining like a beacon and inspiring so many of us. I mean, his video is trending on YouTube. He's got like 27 million views. Why? Because we're attracted to his gift. He's refined his gift so much that we're attracted to it. I'm wondering, have you refined what you're good at so much that 10 million people are trying to seek you to watch you do your gift? The fourth thought that I was thinking about as I watched this video is this. His mother said that music saved his life. I repeat, his mother said that music saved his life. What does this mean? This means that when you take your gift, when you operate within the area of your strength, it could literally save your life. See, stress comes from not knowing what to do. It comes from operating in areas which are your weaknesses. If you want to know somebody who's stressed out, somebody who constantly is depressed, somebody who doesn't have a sense of purpose, who doesn't have a sense of meaning, joy, who doesn't live in a positive state, that person, I can almost guarantee you, is operating in areas of their weakness and not areas of their gifting, not areas of their strength. You know, people ask me all the time, Kassim, how do you have so much energy? Why are you so positive all the time? I don't understand it, right? And I say to people, the reason why I can work 2 jobs and come and do these videos and then go home and study and read and study interviews and read articles and read books is because I usually am operating in areas that are my strength. Me doing this video isn't very difficult for me. It isn't hard. I woke up this morning, I prepared for the video, and I was like, right, let's go. Let me go and do this video. I love it. I get strength. I actually get energy. Do you know something? I recently found out that fish actually get energy from swimming. But if a fish stops swimming, do you know what happens to it? It dies. When fish stop swimming, that is when they die. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to suggest to you that you will begin to die if you don't continue developing your gifts, if you don't operate in areas of your strength. Can I suggest to you that you operate in areas that are good for you? Because it actually literally will be able to extend your life. You will have no stress in your life. People who know what they're good at and are doing it don't have stress. In fact, there is a common phrase that you hear people who are successful say, I can't believe that people are paying me for this. You hear them say another phrase, I haven't got enough time in the day. And you think, what do you mean you haven't got enough time? When you are doing something that you love, time like literally speeds up. Why? Because you lose sense of what time is when you're operating in your gift. That's why, I mean, right now, I've been doing this video for probably, 15, 20 minutes? That time feels to me like it's been like literally like 5 minutes, but the time has gone so quickly. Why? Because I'm so passionate about what I believe. I believe every single one of these things that I'm sharing with you very, very strongly. This isn't just some random thing that I've come up with. These are things that I truly believe and that I have found amongst the most successful people on this planet. The fifth thought that I was thinking of that I wanted to share with you is this: history will remember you for what you overcame. You see, when we look at Kodi Lee, the thing that we find inspirational, the thing that attracts us really to him, is the fact that he is autistic and blind, and he still managed to overcome his obstacle. What does this mean? We wouldn't really be that inspired. We wouldn't really be that moved by somebody who simply sings. The reason why we are so inspired and we're so moved by his story is because he overcame all his obstacles to still manifest his greatness, his gift. Here's what I'm saying to you. I'm saying to you that some of you out here, you have a gift, you have a talent, there is something special about you, but there are loads and loads of obstacles in your way. You may have a family, you may have a mortgage, you may have a disability, you may not be confident, you might not have the skills, you might not have the knowledge, you might not have the resources, you may not have the connections, and all of these things are facts. You don't have the money, you don't have the resources, you don't have the connections. But here's what I'm saying: you will be remembered. History will only remember you if you overcome those things. You can go to any graveyard and I promise you, if you go to a graveyard or cemetery where you live, right, I promise you there are literally thousands of graveyards there. But there are most of those people, I would say 99.9% of those people you've never heard of. You don't know who they are. Yet if you went and you looked, so let's say and you found Martin Luther King Jr.'s grave, you would know what that grave is. If you saw that grave and you saw that name, you would know what that person is. If you went to Nelson Mandela's grave and you saw Nelson Mandela's name, you would know who Nelson Mandela is. Now, how could you possibly know who Nelson Mandela is when he died years ago? The reason why we remember him is because he was willing to go to prison for 27 years and he still overcame it. Now, I'm wondering, what is it that is in your way of you manifesting your gift that you need to overcome so that history can remember you? Because history will not remember you for what you didn't overcome. You may be the most talented golfer, you may be the most talented singer, you may be the most talented footballer, you may be the most talented articulate poet, but I'm telling you, unless you overcome all these obstacles that are in your way, history won't remember you. History will not remember you. The reason why we remember and know who Usain Bolt is not because Usain Bolt is the fastest man on this planet, but he was the only one who overcame all his obstacles of living in Jamaica, of coming from poverty, who overcame all the times when he lost, and we see him. History does not remember people for what they didn't overcome or didn't try. History remembers you for what you overcame. What is it that you're not overcoming in your life? You say, Kassim, look, I know I'm good at football. I know I'm good at managing people. But look, man, come on. I have a family. I have kids. I don't have money. I don't have resources. I don't have time. Well, yeah, that is what history is going to remember you for. History is going to remember you because in spite of all of that, you still overcame it. Do you see what I'm saying? When we think of somebody like the gentleman who came up with the light bulb, the person who came up, Thomas Edison, who came up with the light bulb, the reason why I remember Thomas Edison is because he attempted to basically get a light bulb to work 1,000 times. He failed 1,000 times to get the light bulb to work. That's why I remember him. But in spite of those, come on, man, how many, I bet you there are people who were on his 500th go were like, man, this guy's crazy, give up. You've tried 500 times to perfect this, just give up. If he gave up, nobody would ever remember him. but we remember him because even on the 900th time, he continued and he kept moving forward in the direction of his vision and trying to manifest and perfect this light bulb. What is it in your life that are your obstacles that is stopping you, that if you overcame, history will remember you? The sixth thought that I had and I wanted to share with you on this was this. If you use your gift, people will remember you, people will hear you, people will see you, and people will feel you. It's interesting for me because one of the things that I have come to realize is a lot of people actually feel lonely. A lot of people feel misunderstood. A lot of people feel like there's nobody who they can associate with. There is nobody that's like them. A lot of people feel as though there is nobody who understands their struggle. There's nobody who understands their story. There isn't anyone who they can look at and actually say, that person's like me. That person wants what I want. That person, they get me, man. They get my mentality. They get my story. They get where I'm coming from. A lot of people lack that in their life. And I've come to the conclusion, after all my studying, that if you will use your gift in the service of other people, if you use whatever it is that makes you unique, it may be management, it may be playing the guitar, it may be coming up, making wood, it may be chopping down trees, it may be boxing, whatever it is for you. If you use that in service, as in other words, you take what you're good at and say, in what way can I use this to improve other people's lives? If you use your gift in that way, I promise you of this, you will attract people to you who feel the way that you feel, who understand you, who hear you. See, let me explain something to you. I always felt all my entire life that I never really fit in anywhere. I never felt like I fit in with the white people. I never felt like I fit in with black people. I never felt like I fit in England, but I never felt like I fit in Africa. I've never really felt like I belonged anywhere. Let me explain something to you. When I started doing cassimotive, when I used my gift and I was like, do you know what? I know I like this whole positivity thing. I've clearly realized that I like to inspire people. I like to lift people up. All of a sudden, I started attracting people who feel the way that I feel, who believe what I believe, who see the world in the way that I see it. And I was like, and I met people, and people would be like, my God, Cass, I agree with what you're saying. Cass, I know what you're saying. Cass, I agree with the things that you've been saying in your videos. And I never thought that there were people who were like that. See, I'm doing this video, right? And to you, you may be thinking like, why the hell is Cass doing a video on some weird program? You may not get it. And because it isn't for you, because you don't get me, because you don't feel me, because you don't hear me. But there are some people who are going to watch this video and they're going to say, God, I get what Cass is doing. I get what Cass is saying. Like, I agree with Cass. There are some people who are going to be like that. Not me. It may not be you. You may be watching this and be like, Cass, man, just shut up. Shut the fuck up. Like, this isn't for me. Like, why are you even trying? Because you can't really connect with me, because you can't really get me. We're not on the same wavelength. But there are some people out there who get this video. They feel it. They understand it. When I share these words with them, they get what I'm trying to get to. Here's my point. If you use your gift, you will find, people literally will find you who get what you're saying. If you're somebody who's into a certain type of boxing, use your gift in service of other people and you will attract the people who believe what you believe. And the last thought that I wanted to share with you is that your gift can liberate other people. See, it's important for you to understand, Miriam Williamson once wrote a poem which Nelson Mandela spoke on his inauguration into his presidency. And he said that you playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people will feel secure around you. We were all born, and I'm going to paraphrase this, but we were all born with greatness inside of us to manifest it. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same because they're liberated by their fears. I've come to understand that if you use your gift, if you use whatever it is that you're supposed to do, for you it may be singing, for others it may be dancing, for others it may be poetry, for others it may be being a care worker, for others it may be making radiators, for others it may be coming up with frames, for others it may be metal, it may be working with cars, whatever it is for you. And you know it, you feel it, you will know whatever it is that you're supposed to do. Because you've noticed, you always seem to be attracted to this. If you use that, I promise you of this, because this is what I've spent the last 6 years studying, that you will change literally people's lives. See, there are some people, right? I have a friend of mine, Ollie, and he coaches people. He's a football coach. And it's taken him a long time to arrive to this conclusion and realize his gift. But Ollie is a football coach, and he's realized that this is where he's supposed to sit. This is his strength. And I cannot tell you how he tells me, Cassim, that the kids are inspired and the kids are... They change, and the kids come to them and their parents say how much of confidence the kids have had since they came to Ollie, and the kids feel so much more vibrant, and the kids seem to have more ambition, and the kids seem to have developed a hunger within themselves that they never had before they came to Ollie. Because Ollie has found his gift. Ollie is operating in his gift. He's used his gift and served it to the world. Question. Are you serving your gift to the world? Okay, wonderful, you're a singer. But if you only sing in the shower, you're not serving your gift to the world. Wonderful, you are really good with cars. But if you only do your car and never go out there and help other people with their cars, you're not serving your gift. Wonderful. You've been a writer. You know, there is certain types of writing, whether it be books, it be sci-fi, it be movies, but you've never shared it with anybody. See, that's what I talk about as being a generational thief. If you have a gift, if there's something unique about you, and remember, all of us are unique. Nobody, God, the universe, Buddha, whatever you want to call it, okay, ensured that nothing is duplicated on this planet. Nothing has been repeated twice. And there is something about you. There is even twins. If there is literally identical twins are not identical, because identical twins both have different fingerprints. Did you know that? Identical twins are not identical. They'll have their own different personalities. They will have their own sort of the way of thinking. They might obviously be together all the time and whatever, but they're not the same. They're two very different individuals. And I want you to understand that there is something unique about you, and you need to share that with the world, because if you share that with the world, you will literally liberate other people. You know, there's some music, okay, which I listen to, and literally I just get inspired. You know, last night, before I went to bed, I was listening to a girl called GB something or another, and she does these SMR. Like basically search it on YouTube. It's called ASMR or whatever it's called, and it's these videos where you play like music and they whisper and all these things. And I went to sleep. I actually didn't even set an alarm, because I was just experimenting. I was just seeing how, because I'd heard of it and I was just trying to understand what it was all about. And I fell asleep to this, right? And I didn't even set an alarm. This is how bad it was. Well, actually, how good it was. And I realized this morning, my God, this girl's gift was simply to use her voice. And she used it, and she's managed to inspire me. Because this morning I thought, you know what? If all she does is speak, literally whisper to people, and she managed to send me to sleep, blimmin' hell, I'm wondering if I use my voice and I use what my experience. What else can I do for people? Those are the 7 lessons that I wanted to share with you and the 7 thoughts. But what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I'm always keen to hear from you guys. So comment below. Perhaps one of these has been your favorite. Well, which one has been your favorite? Maybe there is a topic that you want me to talk about that I haven't talked about before. Send me a message, comment below, and also subscribe to my channel Cassimotive on YouTube, because that's where essentially I keep most of my videos. You know, I sometimes post these videos on here on Facebook, but the majority of my videos I put on YouTube. So subscribe to it, and I can keep sending you more of this stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and continue seeking to be your highest, fullest expression of yourself. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.